You know how when you watch YouTube videos and everything looks so perfect? I wanted to show you what it actually looks like. I was sitting in my office today just doing what I do when I am photographing and listing items that I sell on eBay and Poshmark. And I looked around and I thought, I wonder if people might want to see what it actually looks like. So I wanted to share that with you and also talk about the things that I use in my reselling business that I really couldn't live without. Let me show you. So you've seen my office in other videos that I've showed you. This is what it looks like today. I'm going to walk you around and show you what I'm doing. This weekend I went to 2 separate church rummage sales, and hi Amanda, if you're watching, I met the most wonderful viewer this weekend at both the sales I was at. So I spent 2 mornings at church rummage sales, and this is the aftermath of what my office looks like and what I am doing this morning. And I wanted to show you what the reality really looks like. Let me walk you through it here. Next to my desk, these are the items that I've already photographed. I wanted to mention this Laurel Birch pattern. You'd often find it on handbags. This is a dog or cat mat. If you ever see anything Laurel Birch, pick that up. So these are the items when I sit here. These are the items that have already been photographed, and I'm going to begin to list them. I use 2 monitors. I could not make it at all. My laptop is down there. I could not make it at all without 2 monitors going back and forth and listing on both Poshmark and eBay. To the left of my desk, you can see here, these are the things that have already been listed that haven't been put into some sort of storage area. I have a couple in the home. Next door to me, I have some shelving, and down in the basement, I'm able to store. This right here, some walkie-talkies that a friend asked if I could sell for them. They had them in their business and they weren't using them. You saw me pick up those items at the Goodwill thrift the other day. What I have to list in these IKEA bags. I have a store subscription on eBay. That top box is packing tape that I got from this quarter's coupon. And down below are those Poshmark supplies. I started to get them. Some more are coming this week. That was a big hullabaloo. And again, another IKEA bag filled with inventory. So this is the reality of what it looks like when you come home with all of your inventory. The number one thing that I could not live without are these foam core boards from the dollar store. I have 2 in black and 2 in white. Oftentimes I will just sit here and lean them up against my cabinet. I was noticing all of these things that I have bought at the bins for myself ended up in my office. I love finding, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, little things that I find and update some of my decor. So I'll show you that in a second. So here, these foam core boards, I could not make it without them. My window, when I photograph, I pull up the blinds. I get such good lighting in here. And not only do I use them on the floor, I take everything in square mode. I use them on the floor and along the side here to photograph. They're a really cheap, inexpensive thing that you might want to invest in. I also do use the carpet. That's probably not the most professional. If I can, the black or the white foam core boards would be a better option for you. I think it looks more professional. When I get all of my items home, I picked up this nativity set, realized baby Jesus was missing. That's not a good thing. They're all different. It was kind of mix and match, and I didn't realize that. So I'm, look at the bottom, and I use, there was a model number on the bottom, and I use Google Lens. I'm going to link below. That's my second thing I could never, ever do this job without is Google Lens. It is a fantastic way to research what you've got. I don't know, it'll tell you the pattern and the make and the marker. It is a wonderful tool that you'll want to keep in your arsenal of things that you use, Google Lens. Number 3 tool that you'll love if you don't already have it, these are called Scotty peelers, and I'll put a link below. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I'll just put a link in the description box below of what these are. I just got them on Amazon. The one is a little more metal. This one is plastic, and what it does is it really, try this with one hand. What it really is so good for is peeling up, saving your nails, peeling up these labels. I do better with two hands, I guess, but it grabs hold of that little end for you and helps so much with removing all of these stickers. So Scotty peelers. The fourth thing, I guess I'll call it my little toolbox, but the one thing I wanted to mention is this Doc Martens Wonder Balsam. Again, I can link it below on Amazon. It's just a little paste. You'd be amazed on leather belts and leather handbags. You would be amazed at the transformation. It's got this little sponge that sits on top here. And it has, I've only bought one. I don't know if you can tell how, I've only bought one. And I've been doing this use this, I'd say 5 years or more. It is amazing, the transformation when leather needs to be refreshed. This product is awesome. This is definitely should be in your reseller toolbox. The other thing is I was looking at, and I talked about it a little bit, I buy these little vintage plates and I use them underneath plants or in my office. I'm going to put this little chintz one in my office for paper clips and little rubber bands. But aren't these gorgeous? If they had a value, I may take a peek at listing these before I use them myself. But what a great way to find a plant rather than those plastic trays. I feel like I've sold a plate like this. I gotta look this one up. I either have it for sale or I've sold it. But the other thing I wanted to share in my arsenal is this Goo Gone. You must know about that. But when the Scotty peeler isn't working as well as it should, I lost track of it. Here he is. When the Scotty peeler, so I will use the plastic one. When it's not working as well as it can for breakables, put a little Goo Gone on, use the plastic scraper, it'll come right off. And the other thing that I have sitting on the ground, the other thing that I have in this basket, I buy, vintage linens, and if they can't be sold, if I find that they have a stain on them, I use these pretty little linens I have in my box here, and that's what I'll use on the carpet here to put things on to clean. I guess I really like to have things prettier lately. So I'll use that, and then I just keep it in my little box of tools. I guess I could add this as a must-have. I've talked about it so many times. These are bread bags from Walmart, the gallon twist tie. Everything goes in a bread bag. I love these. They're so inexpensive. I buy like 10 at a time and keep them here in my closet. But these bread bags I will put in a almost must-have, some sort of plastic bag that you can place your items in. I use a little thank you sticker and then begin the bubble wrapping and whatnot. But I always put it in a plastic bag before I mail it out. Oh, I think you saw me pick that little guy up. He's going to stay with me in my office. And the other things in here that I would add is this is a dog brush from the dollar store. I use this to fluff up fabric and comb hair on dolls and anything that needs a little fluffing. It's just a dog brush from the dollar store. You know about these, of course, these little sponges, the rollers, and then a little clothing shaver. So this sits on the floor next to me over here in the corner. And this is just my little toolbox here that I think you would really like in your arsenal of supplies. So I just finished photographing these I found at the church rummage sale. I like selling sugared fruit, or you know what I mean by sugared? It's just it's got that little sparkle. Some of the real candied or sugared have those beads on them. Those are gorgeous. But I like selling this candied or sugared faux fruit. And I will use an app called Pick Tap Go. I've done a video on that. I will link that below. I couldn't do reselling I could. I have a light kit, and I used to photograph more at night when I would get home from work, but I would encourage you to brighten up those photos. The photos are the first arsenal of defense you have, the first line of defense. That's why people will open up your listing and look at you over others. Pick, Tap, Go has been a real game changer for me. Another item I couldn't do without are these IKEA bags. You've seen me talk about them, about going to church rummage sales and filling a bag. These, you can fit 3 grocery bags in one. I have probably 10 of these. I think they are really, really handy to carry with you when you are at the Goodwill outlet or at church rummage sale. Oh, look at her. She's, look at her. She's peeking out at us. That is a foam core head. That is another thing that I found I use all of the time. Let me go get her and show you. So here are a couple of other tools that I love, little props. So here she is. She was peeking at us. Now, if the main object is black, I would use a white background, and vice versa. I try and play off the color of what the item is. And use the corresponding boards. I put it, these are where I keep some of my spillover and where the white board and black board live. Oh, those are my kids. They were little. I use this holder to photograph bracelets, and of course this one for necklaces. So this type of prop has really helped in the photography when I go to list. And you've seen this room also as well. This is the room next to my office, so I'm very fortunate to have this. But the other thing I couldn't live without is a steamer. I purchased my first one at the Goodwill, and they weren't using distilled water, and it burned out rather quickly. But I don't do a lot of clothing, but boy, if you are a clothing reseller, this is a game changer. Who's got time to iron? My kids come over. I don't iron anything anymore. My kids use it. Our friends have used it. A steamer is really a good thing to have if you're a clothing reseller. So I'll end here. And when I talked about that baby Jesus wasn't there, was missing, and I had all of these different pieces, what I'm going to do is look at them as a grouping and try and sell them as individual pieces. You never know if someone is missing a part of their original set is broken. So I didn't realize till I got home, but I am going to see if I can sell those individually or in sets. Those that I can't, I think I'll donate back to Able Light Thrift Store. That's my very, very favorite thrift store in the Twin Cities. That's in Minnetonka. So I'll leave you here. This is the reality. It doesn't always look pretty. We clean up for you guys when we make videos. So this is the reality. I love what I do. I'm really fortunate to have this big, beautiful office, and I hope that you give reselling a try as well.